Assalamu alaikum. Here is Anwar Abidin. I am the second year student of Osh International Medical University. Today I am going to explain about pathology, cell adaptation. What is pathology? It is a Greek word patho means suffering. A person who is suffered is called patient. Then exact definition of pathology, we can say that the branch of medical science in which we deal about human changing and function and structure in body and decrease its name integrates disease. This is the person who is uneasiness condition. Then etiology, the causes of disease is called etiology, and then its examples of etiology: bacteria, virus, and then pathogenesis. And then next, diagnosis. The exit cause of disease is called diagnosis, or treatment to treat disease is known as diagnosis. And then next is prevention. Prevention from the disease is known as prevention. And prognosis, we can say that outcome after the diagnosis and after treatment is known as prognosis. Pathogenesis, the mechanism affection of any causing disease is known as pathogenesis. And then next, cellular growth adaptation. In cellular growth adaptation, due to physiological stress, homeostasis is equal to equilibrium, and change physiological stress and cell adaptation itself due to any conditions. And then next, we go towards hypertrophy. In this case, increasing the size of cell due to increasing stress. Now you can see that in this diagram, here is a normal cell. When normal cell go in hypertrophy, the cell size and also nucleus will increase due to increase of stress. Here are the examples of hypertrophy: physiological hypertrophy and pathological hypertrophy. Physiological hypertrophy examples are uterus in pregnancy and skeletal muscle. And pathological hypertrophy: heart, permanent cell and urinary bladder, urethra stones. Here note, hypertrophy cell unable to cell division. And hyperplasia, due to increase of stress, increasing number of cell, and this happen cause process due to stem cells in stem cell division occurs, and reprogramming increase the mitotic activities. Let's suppose here is a natural cell, healthy cell, and when it will go in hyperplasia, then number of cell will increase due to stress. And here physiological hyperplasia and pathological hyperplasia. In physiological hyperplasia, there is a breast and liver, and in pathological hyperplasia, endometrium hyperplasia, gynecomastia in males, and viral infection and parathyroid in hyperplasia. And next, we will talk about atrophy. In atrophy, decreasing the size of cell and decreasing the number of cell due to decreasing stress. And then its cause hormones, disease, nutrients, blood supply, and decreasing the number of cell causing apoptosis. There's a program cell death. And pathological example of atrophy: degenerative atrophy, permanent atrophy, poliomyelitis, and pressure atrophy, renal prolonged bed rest atrophy, and ischium atrophy. And then next, generalized starvation deficiency protein carrier and increase the liposkeletal lateral and anterior pigments. And here is a normal muscle. Is a normal muscle. When it in atrophied muscle, then the decreasing size of cell, decreasing number of cells due to decreasing stress. And then we go towards dysplasia. And dysplasia, we can say that disorder of cell growth, and second one is mostly epithelium, risk infections, HPU16, cervical dysplasia, ultraviolet lights, and chronic inflammations. Here is a normal cell. When it go in dysplasia, then cell disorder of cell growth and mostly epithelial like cell shape will irregular. And thank you so much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Muhammad Zishan, second year student of Osh International Medical University. Today I am going to talk about the inflammation and its cardinal sign, and then lastly we have talked about the types of inflammation. First of all, we talked about inflammation. What is inflammation? A protective response or mechanism of body intended to eliminate the initial cause of cellular injury is called inflammation. Why it happens? As we know, it happens due to leakage of plasma cells, and leakage of inflammatory cells, and leakage of likes neutrophils, lymphocytes, and then plasma cell or etc. So that's about definition of inflammation, and now we discuss about the cardinal sign of inflammation. Firstly, we talked about the rubbers, then we talked color, then tumor, then dollar, and lastly we have discussed about the loss of function or function seizure. First of all, we talked about the rubber, first sign of the cardinal sign of inflammation. Most important things in the redness or rubbers is bradycardia, prostaglandin, and histamine. These three things which cause the increase vasodilation and relaxation of alter smooth muscle, and then increase the blood flow, and so that's happen redness in this case. And then second we talked about the colors, which means heat. Why heat is produced, and then second sign of inflammation due to three main things as we discussed in rubber. First of all bradycardia, then prostaglandin, and then histamine. These three things are the responsible to increase the vasodilation, then relaxation of alter smooth muscle, and then lastly increase blood flow. So third one is tumor, means swelling. Why swelling in this case? Because of exudate formation in this case. Why exudate formation? Exudate formation is due to the flow in the blood vessels or leaks from blood vessel to the interstitial space. That's why it's cause exudate formation, and then it cause tumor or swelling. Then fourth one we talked about the dollar, mean pains. Why are the mechanism of pain? Two things which cause the pains are dollar. First of all prostaglandins and bradykinin. Why they cause pains? Because prostaglandin and bradykinin sensitize the nerve endings that will increase the pains or that will initiate the pain. Then lastly we talked about the loss of function or function seizure. So in this case we discuss about the mechanism of fever. Mechanism of fever, we start the lipopolysaccharide of microbes. That will stimulate the macrophages. And then macrophages released to two most important things, which are interleukin 1 and tumor necrotic fibers. These two things will stimulate the cyclooxygenase pathway, COX-1 and COX-2 pathway. So mainly these two things stimulate COX-2 pathway, and then COX-2 pathway will stimulate the factor prostaglandin E2. Then prostaglandin E2 will affect the prevascular area of hypothalamus, and then it increase the set point of the temperature. So increased set point of temperature will cause fever. So that's about cardinal sign of the inflammation. And lastly we talked about the types of inflammation. There are two types of inflammation: acute inflammation and then chronic inflammation. We discuss about some difference between acute and chronic inflammation. Firstly we talked about acute, it's rapid onset, and then chronic is slow onset. Then second one, transient time for this acute inflammation is from few minutes to few hours. And then transient time for the chronic inflammation from few weeks to few years or few months. So that it is immediate process or immediate response, and then chronic inflammation is a delayed process or delayed response. To specify the present and acute inflammation, neutrophils and edema. Mainly neutrophils are responsible for the acute inflammation, and then we talked about the chronic inflammation. The specificity in this chronic inflammation, lymphocytes and plasma cells, these two main things which cause the chronic inflammation. Then outcomes of this acute inflammation is resolution, abscess formation, and then if acute inflammation is take more long time, it will cause the chronic inflammation. That's main things of the outcome of acute inflammation. Then outcome for this chronic inflammation is tissue destruction and fibrosis. So that's about our today's topic, our presentation about inflammation and its cardinal signs, and thus lastly we talked about the types of inflammation, acute and chronic. That's all. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Moaz Abdul Wase. I am second year student at Osh International Medical University, Kyrgyzstan. Now my topic is pathology or cell adaptation. What is pathology? It is Greek word patho means suffering. A person who is suffering is called patient. Now go to definition of pathology. The branch of medical sciences in which we deal about the human changing and function and structure in body. Its name indicates this is the person who is unaged condition. In unaged condition, the disease means the person who is in unaged condition. Now go to etiology. What is mean of etiology? Cause of disease is called etiology. Means bacteria, virus or pathogenesis or pathogens or the causes of disease. No, it is example. They are example of etiology. No diagnosis. The exact cause of disease is called diagnosis, or treatment to treat the disease is known as diagnosis. Prevention. Prevent from the disease is known as prevention. Now we go to the definition of prognosis. Outcome after the diagnosis and after treatment is known as prognosis. And pathogenesis. The mechanism infection of any causing disease is known as pathogenesis. Now we go to cellular growth adaptation. What is cellular growth adaptation occur due to physiological stress. And what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the equilibrium in our body. Maintain equilibrium in our body. When physiological stress increase, the cell adaptation itself due to any condition. Now we are going to hypertrophy, increasing the size of cell due to increasing stress. Let's suppose natural cells. When the stress increase on natural cell, then and its size also increase. There are two types of hypertrophy: physiological hypertrophy and pathological hypertrophy. An example of physiological hypertrophy are uterus in pregnancy and skeletal muscle. And examples of pathological hypertrophy are heart and urinary bladder. Heart is permanent cell and urinary bladder examples are urethra stones. Its main point. Note: hypertrophy cell unable to cell division. And the next topic, hyperplasia. Due to increasing of stress, increasing number of cell, this happened cause process due to stem cell reprogramming, increasing mitotic activity, translation, transcription, etc. Let's suppose this is healthy cell. When hyperplasia occur, when increased stress and the number of cell also increases. This is the diagram related to hyperplasia, and this is healthy cell. There are also two types of hyperplasia: physiological hyperplasia and pathological hyperplasia. Example of physiological hyperplasia, breast and liver. And pathological hyperplasia, endometrium hyperplasia, gynecomastia in male. What is gynecomastia in male? When the breast size of male increases, and viral infection, E. G, influenza, etc. And parathyroid in hyperplasia. When parathyroid cell increases, then it causes parathyroid in hyperplasia. Atrophy. What is atrophy? Decreasing size of cell, decreasing number of cells due to decreasing stress. It causes hormone disuse, nutrient and blood supply are its main causes. Decreasing the number of cell causing apoptosis. We know that apoptosis means programmable cell death or cell suicide. Now we see that this is normal muscle and this is atrophied muscle. And last but not the least, dysplasia. What is dysplasia? Disorder of cellular growth, mostly epithelial. It is mostly epithelial. And we're going to risk. What is risk of dysplasia? Infection, HPV 16, that is cervical dysplasia, ultraviolet lights and chronic irritations are risk of dysplasia. We see that this is normal cell and this is dysplasia cell. Normal cell is normal, but dysplasia cells are disordered due to cellular growth. Thank you.